and we're Y-Play. 2007 happened to be a very promising year for video games. A lot of good titles were out there, and we have our own picks for games of the year. Mine personally, now this might come to a shock to everyone, but it is actually Zelda Phantom Hourglass for the Nintendo DS. Why, you may ask? Very innovative game. It brought in a lot of new features to the table. Probably one of the first games for DS that you can completely control your character via the stylus. You use your attacks by touching the screen. Basically everything revolves around the touch screen in this game. The bosses are very, very in-depth. It's not just a side-scrolling game like most people would think it is with the Nintendo DS. It is actually 3D and very, I wouldn't say lush environment, but you can walk around, you can go in houses like most of the other Zelda titles that you may remember. This game is long, and it will give you plenty of time to play. Not only that, but I mean, you can also connect wirelessly, which is also a very cool feature. Now, that's, in my opinion, the only downfall. The Wi-Fi gameplay on this game isn't what you would expect, which I thought it would be one Link versus another, just hacking and slashing at each other. No, in fact, it's a two-player mini game, and one of you is Link, while the other one gets to control Phantoms in somewhat of a turn-based fighting type thing. And while the one player is Link, you have to collect pieces of the Triforce and get them back to your side, while the other player uses the Phantoms to try to kill you. Now, not what I would have thought, but very nice game altogether. What about you, Brian?
That sounds like a great game. I'm glad that's a good pick. Especially not many handheld games used to win Game of the Years. For me personally, Call of Duty 4, I think was the best game of 2007. Not just the best first-person shooter, the best game of 2007 period. I think it's one of the best designed games in a long time, especially in this generation. Where usually games are pushed out into the market, solely for graphics and a few gameplay additions. I can say with confidence that Call of Duty 4 takes everything that you expect from games to a whole new level. Usually, when people use the word cinematic to describe a game, it's very exaggerated the majority of the time. But this one, it truly earns it because the missions are absolutely insane. I hate to sound like a guy who who's ultra violent here, but they're just explosive because you're going on all these fast-paced missions, intense scenarios that you're put in, and the characters you fight alongside. I don't want to sound crazy here, but you almost kind of bond them to the extent where they're kind of like your brothers once you're done completing the game. And I'm not going to ruin the story for anybody because I want them to experience it. It's a fantastic game. Aside from the single-player campaign, the online mode is terrific as well.
I heard good things about the online in that game.
Because usually in first-person shooters, when you're playing an online game, you pick up the weapon as you go along on the map. You kill a player, you pick up their weapon, and so forth, or you have a pre-made class that you have to pick from. In Call of Duty 4, not only can you pick from a pre-made class, but you can make your own classes. So as you go along and leveling up, has a fantastic matchmaking system. The higher you get in your level, you get more equipment. And you also have these things called perks, which are abilities you can utilize on the battlefield. You have 3 different categories of perks, all of which involve your player movement, right down to the weapons themselves. Like you can actually get laser dot sights on a shotgun if you want to. It's really in-depth stuff, and I highly recommend it to anyone that play it. I loved it. It's my favorite game of 07, so it's great. How about you, Jordan?
Well, last but definitely not least is Mass Effect. Mass Effect for the Xbox 360. This game came out later on in 2007, and it was. I saw trailers for it, and it was like a really good looking game. Now, my favorite type of game is an RPG game, a role-playing game, where you can base your character, and what you do to your character results in the game. That's exactly what's in this game. Graphics are insane. The cutscenes are a little, they look a little better, but the gameplay graphics isn't far from the cutscene graphics. They added a new thing called, with the dialogue in this game, where you can actually choose your dialogue. You can choose what you want to say to each person that you're talking to. You can make friend or foe with anyone. You know, like you can walk up to a guy and start talking to him, whatever, and you're talking to him real nice and everything, and then he's talking to you back, and the more nice, the more information you get out of him about someone you're looking for. But if you're evil to a guy, if you're mean to a guy, sometimes you scare that information out of them, but most of the time they're not going to want to talk to you, and they're going to tell you to get out of here. Also, weapons and armor, massive array of different types of weapons and armor you can get. Your character, you can choose from about 5-6 different classes, and that tells you what type of weapons and armor you can wear for your class. You know, if you're the one class, you can only upgrade in your class. You can't get stuff for other classes, obviously. But it's just crazy. You can get a weapon, a really good weapon, and then you can get upgrades, and you can add up to 3 upgrades onto a weapon, or you can add like a sightseeing upgrade on there. And then you can add a bullet upgrade, which gives you like hammerhead rounds, which are like really strong, impulsive rounds. The missions are all on your time. The missions run by the way you run. If you're running slow, the mission's going to go with you. You know, it's not going to make you do everything right away. You can set up a mission for the main storyline, and then go and do all the other missions, and the storyline's going to be waiting for you.
I like the fact that it's very open by the way you're talking about it. You have, it's not just a one-way path.
Right. Yeah. Like you can choose whichever way you want to go. Now, also a good thing they added is you could be a renegade if you wanted to. So you get inducted into this like elite group society, and then you can choose if you want to be a renegade or if you want to be a good guy. And like renegade is like you can go on missions, and instead of killing the drug lord, you can let them go as long as they pay you a certain amount of money, as long as they connect you with certain people so you can get other armors. But other than that, this game is definitely a very powerful game for 2007. That's why it definitely is my game of the year.
Great choice, I'd say.
Good choice, good choice. So this has been Why Play. It's been fun sharing our ideas with you. And why play? Because we told you to.